Good afternoon to one and all. It is with great honor to introduce our eminent resource person for today's session, Dr. Harigovindan VP, Associate Professor in the Department of ECE and Dean Planning and Development at the National Institute of Technology, Puducherry. Dr. Harigovindan holds PhD in Wireless Networks from NIT Calicut and brings over 18 years of experience in academics, research, and institutional development. His expertise spans wireless communication systems, NOMA, underwater sensor networks, and AI/ML-driven smart aquaculture systems. He has published more than 50 peer-reviewed journal papers in prestigious journals such as IEEE Access, IEEE Communication Letters, Elsevier, and Springer. His work addresses cutting-edge themes including channel access protocols, hybrid ARQ mechanisms, and deep learning in aquaculture and IoT. In addition to his research, Dr. Harigovindan is a principal investigator for several funded projects from DST, SEB, and Microsoft AI for Earth, securing over 1.5 crores in research grants. He has also received multiple Best Paper Awards, patent grants, and recognition for his excellence in reviewing from top-tier journals. His passion for academic outreach is evident through his active involvement in organizing workshops, FDPs, and international conferences, and his continued mentorship of PhD scholars. He is a senior member of IEEE and life member of ISTE and IE. With his extensive experience in successful project funding, Dr. Harigovindan is highly capable of mentoring participants in this two-day faculty development program on project proposal writing. Let us warmly welcome Dr. Harigovindan. I request Saravanan sir to please address me with plant. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't want to spend more time because already 15 minutes delayed. So utilize properly. Harigovindan is more knowledge in project proposal writing. Whatever doubts you arise, immediately you ask. Sir is ready to clear everything. Especially EC department, take care about sir help. He will help future also. Thank you. Thank you.
Principles of writing an effective research proposal. My objective is to share my experiences with you. That's all. So, as already told in the introduction, I got some funded projects. So I have experience with the multiple funding agencies. So those experiences I will share here. So that is the idea of this presentation. And first part we will have the overview about the effective research proposal writing, and second part I will introduce one of my recent ongoing project which how I have written and what are the activities going on in this project, just to get an idea that what are things to be taken care while writing a proposal. Full screen, can you? So this is the title of the presentation, Writing Effective Research Proposals for External Funding. So before we start, this presentation includes my suggestions based on my experience with the funded projects. Okay. So as I told you already, this is not a well structured theory and principles. So how to get grants? What is the success formula? What is the success formula for getting funded projects? So the answer to that question is there is no single method. Okay, we cannot tell that this is the method for getting a funded project. If you go in this direction, surely you will get a funded project. That we cannot tell, because no single method. Strategies vary based on the call for. Each call for proposal is having different objectives, because when you approach a funding agency, or there will be multiple call fors from a funding agency. DST has multiple call fors, SCRB has multiple call fors. So each call for proposal will be having a different objective. So we have to understand that objective. Similarly, each of you has different expertise. Okay, each one of you is having expertise in different domains. So based on your expertise and based on the expectations of the funding agency, we have to formulate the success strategy. Okay. So no one can tell that this is a strategy, in this way you go, you will get a funded project. What we can get is, we can listen from the different people. Now I am sharing my experiences with the funded projects. Similarly, you can talk to other professors, other mentors. You will be gathering the information and you analyze everything. From that you can come with your own strategies for the approaching funded projects. Okay. So that means that whether you will get a project, yes, by talking to the people, by analyzing, you can also formulate your own strategy for getting a successful funded project, which will be having a very high chance for winning. Okay. So there is a Malayalam movie. Its name is Mahesh in the Pradigaram. It's a revenge of Mahesh. Maybe you may be seen, because now all movies are coming in the OTT platform. So in that, Mahesh's father is very good in taking photos. Mahesh is also a photographer, but he also takes photo, but a typical some passport size photo how people will take in a studio. His all photos are like that. There is no creativity in taking the photos by him. But the father is a exceptionally talented photographer. So he asks father, like, can you teach me photography? Okay. So he will reply that no one can teach you photography, but photography can be learned. Okay. So similarly, how to write effective research proposal, it is difficult to teach, but you can learn. You listen from different people, you analyze it, and you can get the ideas of writing the effective research proposals. Okay. So yes, all of you can get funded projects. So what is most important as far as getting funded projects are concerned? In my observation, the most important factor is self-motivation. Okay, the most important factor to get funded projects is self-motivation. We should not try for funded projects because our university is asking to do so. Okay, if my institute tells you get a funded projects, otherwise I will not promote you. Just for getting that promotion, I try for a funded project is not correct. That kind of approach has less chance of success. So we have to try for the funded projects because of the self motivation. I want project. Okay, I want project because of so and so reason. I am self motivated. That motivation comes inside, from within. We have that motivation of writing the funded projects, then you have a high chance for getting the funded project. Because self motivation fuels the consistent effort needed to identify opportunities, because you have to consistently look for the opportunities. Different call force will be coming, you have to see what are the call force coming. You have to do it on a regular basis. Okay, so you will identify the opportunities, you will craft compelling proposals. You have to write effective research proposals which will take time, and again persevere through rejections. Even rejections happens also, because in funded projects, getting funded projects are difficult, right? Everybody is trying for the projects. So obviously rejections will come. In my experience, I can tell that maybe 15 to 20% of the project proposals which I submitted got granted. 80% got rejected. So I don't know whether I am really suitable to deliver this session, because as far as engineers is concerned, minimum 40% is required, right? That is a pass mark. But my percentage is only 20. Okay, so it fuels the consistent effort needed to identify the opportunities, craft compelling proposals, and persevere through rejections. Even though rejection comes also, you will try again if you are self-motivated. This intrinsic drive combined with the strategic approaches can significantly increase the chances of success in obtaining external funding. Okay, so most important part of the getting funded projects is the self-motivation. Here any slide changer is there? No. So in self-motivation, how you can get self-motivated? Okay, first one is seek support, collaboration and inspiration. Okay, so connect with the mentors, colleagues or support groups for encouragement and feedback. Hear success stories. Okay, you talk to the people, mentors, your professors will be there, seniors will be there, you have collaborators in the other institutes, you can talk to them, you can listen to them, and you get encouragement and feedback from them, and hear their success stories, how you got project, okay, how you are successfully writing the proposals. You talk to them, listen to them, that will give you a motivation for writing the proposals. Prioritize well-being. Okay, so that is another aspect I will tell, because you need a healthy mind will be there only in a healthy body. Okay, healthy mind resides in a healthy body. So you should have some good practices like take adequate rest. Okay, you running here and there and doing research will be difficult. So you should have a peace of mind to have some innovative thinking. So prioritize your well-being, take enough rest, healthy habits, time for activities that reduce stress and boost mood. Okay, so try to have a good mindset for doing the research work, because sometimes faculties, junior faculties will come and ask that how to write, I am not finding time. Okay, I want to write proposal, I am interested, but I am not finding time for this. Okay, so with some very close people I used to argue with them that if you come in the morning to the college, take your class, and then you go for drop your son, and then you come back and go for dropping your wife, then you go for lunch, then come back again, drop your, pick up your son, pick up your wife, then where you will have time? Okay, because you cannot escape from the teaching load, right? Every day you have to go to the class and deliver your lecture. From there, no escape. There is no escape from the administrative works, right? Your university authorities will ensure that whatever may be the case, you are doing your administrative works. So where you can escape only from the research work. Research work will become the least priority. Okay, teaching you cannot miss, students will complain. Administrative work you cannot miss because your HOD and other people will catch you. So finally you will decide to leave the research work and this project proposals and the things, you will leave it. So you can prioritize your well-being, be organized. You do the things in organized manner. Try to reduce the time wastage. Maybe you try to understand the difference between a labor and work. Okay, we should not run here and there, toil, doing some exertion. All these things are just labor. Okay, you can give a van driver to pick up and drop your son. For that you go and come back. It's a labor which actually wastes your time. So by reducing that labor, you can spend that time for the work. Work means you do something physically and mentally which will give you some good results, good outcomes. Okay, so by spending your time more towards work, by reducing labor, you cannot completely avoid, but you try to reduce the time for labor, then you may be able to find some time for doing good research work, because it requires time. Okay, it requires time, it requires some thought process. You should have a peace of mind, otherwise running here and there you cannot get any innovative idea, you cannot do any research. If you want to do something, peace of mind is required. Okay. Then another thing is visualize success. Imagine the positive outcomes for securing the funding, such as the project's impact or the personal and professional growth it will provide you. So when you get a funded project, what will happen? You just think about it. Okay, that will give you a motivation. If you bring a 1 crore worth project to this university, what will happen? Your picture will be next to the founder's picture in the university website. No, right? Because everyone will know you. Maybe till that day you may not be known figure in the university, but now everybody will talk. You will be the talk of the town. He brought a 1 crore worth project. He is going to do that and things. So you will become a star in the university overnight. Okay, so just think about the visualize that success to get self-motivated. If I bring a project, I will be in the top. Okay, so that gives a motivation for doing the project. Embrace a growth mindset. You should have a growth mindset, because I know that we teachers, we do BTech, ChemTech, PhD for a long time, we study, okay, and after that we are joining in an institute, we may have a feeling like up to some 30 years or 35 years I was doing learning and other thing. Let me relax. Okay, so much I did so far, writing papers, getting publications, PhD, everything. Let me just take rest now. Let me just manage now. No need to go for anything higher. Okay, that is not a growth mindset. Okay, that is just our mindset to become, we will become stagnant. There will not be any progress in our life. So we should have a growth mindset. That means I want to get more project. Be greedy. Okay, be greedy that I want to get many projects, multiple projects. Okay, be greedy in a right sense. Okay, be greedy and have a growth mindset. Focus on learning and development throughout the process, viewing the challenges as opportunities for growth. So that can help you to get funded projects. And this growth mindset is very important as far as youngsters are concerned. Especially the people between the age between 30 to 50 is very important age where you can really try for getting good projects and try to improve your profile. Okay, because some directors, I can tell that Dr. Shivaji Chakravarti, he was the director of NIT Calicut. He was also in charge director for NIT Puducherry. So once he came to our institute, this happened in 2016, and when he addressed all the faculties, one point he told that because we were all young faculties at that time in the age group of some 30 to 40, so he told this is the right time. This is the right time to try for projects, publications, everything, because when you are nearing 50, you will not, your growth will not be exponential here thereafter. Okay, you will be having a feeling of having a linear growth, or where you place by the age of 50, you may continue there with some linear improvement, but that exponential drift or exponential change, if you want to bring, this is the right age. Okay, so especially the people who are between 30 to 50, try very hard for the getting the projects by having a growth mindset. Don't feel like I am saturated enough. No, be greedy. I want more like that. So that will be a better method for the success. Next. So next I will just tell what are the advantages of having the funded projects. So the advantages of having funded projects is enhanced research capacity. These things everyone knows. Larger projects, if you are having a larger external funding, that enables researchers to undertake projects that would be impossible with limited internal resources. Okay, your internal laboratory facilities may not be sufficient for doing all the research work. So you want to improve your equipment. You want to have better facility. How you can get it? You have to apply for the funded projects and get it. You have to approach the funding agency. In that proposal, you can show that these are the facilities already available in the university and I want to procure this additional unit in order to improve the facility for enhancing my research work. Okay, so these larger projects will give you an opportunity to buy equipment and products which will be helpful in doing your research work. Then you will get access to resources. When you are having a funded project, you will have access to resources. Grants often cover expenses like manpower. Most of the funding agencies will provide manpower. You will get one or two people to work under you as a JRF or a research associate. They will be coming and working with you. Some of the projects even permitted to have some office assistant. Okay, so you can get some manpower who can support you in your work. And equipment, you can buy some equipment, you can buy laptop and you can buy workstation or some other equipment which you require. You can buy books. Okay, you can buy books with the project fund. Actually, I had a CRB project, almost 40 textbooks I bought from that CRB project. Okay, so whatever textbooks required for my field of expertise, all that books I procured with the project funding. So it is possible to buy books. Patents. While writing the proposal, you can write, I want to file patents. After getting this project, funded project, I want to implement it, and once the prototype is ready, I want to go for a patent. You can mention that in the proposal, you can put the expenses related to the patent filing. So you will get money for filing the patent from the funded project. Okay, you no need to depend on the university. You can have project, in that project you can file the patent for your inventions. You can cover APC. Okay, you can cover OPC, over length page charges can be covered under project. You can cover article processing charges. For example, some IEEE journals and are even including IEEE journals are nowadays having article processing charges. So that article processing charges can be covered from funded project. And you can travel. Okay, your travel, you can visit different places. Institutes have collaborations with them through this funded project. It will permit you for the data collection. Maybe some of the research works may require collecting the data. You have to visit the field and collect the data. That is possible, allowing for more in-depth investigations and potentially leading to more significant findings. Okay. Another advantage of having the funded project is increased research productivity. Okay, studies have shown a positive correlation between the research grants and research productivity, suggesting that external funding can lead to more publications and citations. Obviously, when you are having a funded project, you will be having research scholars working under you. You can publish more papers, and that more papers will lead to more citations. Your H index, I-10 index, everything will improve. Okay, next slide. So advantages of having funded project in terms of career advancement. What are the advantages you get of having a funded project? Promotion, okay, including in NIT, if you are attending an interview for promotion, they will ask how many funded projects you are having. If you are not having funded project, for that question, giving a justifiable reply will be always difficult. Any answer you give, that will backfire. Okay, so promotion, if you want a career advancement, success in securing external funding can be a significant factor in promotions, demonstrating an academic's ability to attract resources and conduct high quality research. So that is another advantage of having funded project. Increased visibility and recognition. Grant success can enhance an academic's reputation within their field and make them more visible to potential collaborators and employers. So if you are having a funded project in one area, when you start executing it, people who are working in the same area you will be visible to them. Okay, you will get more requests for collaboration, or you will also identify the people who are potential collaborators in that area. So you will get a better visibility and recognition. Attract talent. So universities often see grant winning faculty as assets, make it easier to attract talented students and doctoral researchers. Next. So again, institute benefits. These are all whatever I told so far is the benefits that faculty will get. Similarly, institute also get a lot of benefit out of the funding. Your institute's ranking nowadays depends on a funding that you are bringing from the external sources. Prestige and reputation. Universities with a strong external funding portfolios are often viewed as more prestigious and competitive, attracting top faculty and students. So universities with more funding will be considered as better research universities, which will attract good talents. Increased institutional capacity. External funding can support development of new research centers, labs and programs, strengthening the university's overall research infrastructure. Diversification of funding sources. Reliance on external funding can help universities reduce their dependence on tuition revenue or government funding, create a more stable financial base. Okay, university no need to be always dependent on the students' fees. If you are having good funded project, that itself will generate a revenue for the university. Okay, so again I will tell our present director, he is Dr. Makarand Madhav Gangrekar. He is a civil engineering professor from IIT Kharagpur. So now he is the director of NIT Puducherry. So when he addressed us, when he joined, at that time when he addressed the faculty members, we also get such motivational sessions, okay, in NIT also. So director told us that he has some 20 plus external funded projects in his career at IIT Kharagpur. He was having almost 20 plus external funded projects, and he told that he has given back to the university much more than what he got from the university as the salary. Okay, if you consider his career, altogether his career, whatever salary he got from IIT Kharagpur, he has returned more than that through this external funding sources. Okay, so that posed again a new question to us: what we return to the university or what we return to the institute? Okay, because we always think, always tell that university should give more salary, university should give more allowances, university should, that university is having this scheme, why it is not here? We always think in that direction, but what we have given back to the university? Okay, are you given back anything to the university? Whether you made a lab in the university, are you given some equipment to the university? Okay, these things comes as a important question. The people who are coming in the higher level academicians like Gangrekar, Professor Gangrekar of NIT Puducherry, thinks that what you given back to the institute, and he very proudly states that whatever he got from IIT Kharagpur, much more than that he has given back to IIT Kharagpur. Okay, so next. So this funding gives you the opportunities for travel, So these are all don't consider as self promotion. My intention is just to motivate you people. Okay, so I got a funding from National Technology and Science Council Taiwan, and I went to some 2-3 Taiwan universities for some collaborative research works, given some talks and other things. So this was the fully funded by the money which is given by NTSC. I have not taken any money from the institute. I got the complete expenses provided by the NTSC Taiwan. Okay, National Technology Science Council Taiwan. So this professor is Professor Pao. He used to come in multiple conferences and other things in India. They have a Taiwan Education Center also, which has multiple universities linked with it. So I met Professor Pao in a conference, and we were in touch. We jointly guided some BTech projects. So I got a good connection with him, and this NTSC funding has to be applied from Taiwan. We cannot apply that. Okay, if they want to bring a faculty from India to Taiwan for collaborative research works, they have to apply that I want to call this person. We have to provide our CV, our credentials and all other details, publications, everything is to be given. They will apply, and if NTSC feels it is fruitful to Taiwan, then they may give the funding. So this is an opportunity which I got to go to Taiwan through this funding. Okay, and their expenses including stay, flight, everything was covered under the funding. Okay, next. Similarly, this was in 2023. I got an opportunity to go to Singapore. So I went to National University of Singapore, and around some 12 days I was there in NUS. I given some talks and visited their laboratories to establish some collaboration, and the funding provides travel support to meet experts to have collaboration. This is with SCRB support. Okay. Science Engineering Research Board has provided the fund for this entire travel. Okay, so with SCRB support, I visited Singapore, and it was a good experience. I was able to learn many things from them. Next. So these are the advantages I got. This is from my experience. Patent filing. So far, I have filed around 8 patents. In that 8 patents, 3 patents are funded by the institute. We have a cumulative professional development allowance, CPDA. So I used CPDA for filing the first 3 patents, and the remaining 5 patents I filed from project funding. I have not asked any money from the institute. Okay. So patent filing, I have filed 5 patents with the project funding. In 3 patents got already granted, and 2 are under that examination phase. And I got APC support. For SCI journals, it's APC or overlength page charges I was able to cover from the project funding. Okay. And conference support, I like to travel, I like to meet people, visit and interact with them. So I got conference support from the funded project. I traveled in various places in India. I went to even Jammu, Sikkim, Nagaland, Meghalaya. Okay, all this travel, everything was covered by project fund. Okay, not a single rupee from institute. And I also got a funded project from DST. With that, I constructed a 1000 square feet building at NIT Puducherry. So now I am having my own one building also in NIT Puducherry, some 1000 square feet building, and this building is having some equipment. Altogether, this is of some 75 lakhs worth building, including all the equipments available inside it. Okay, so these are the things I was able to do with the funded projects. So I am just sharing these things that you can also do these things by attracting the projects, but you have to spend time for this. Next. And it is a win-win situation for the university and faculty. If you are getting project, your career also will improve. Okay, you will become more visible. At the same time, university also will be benefited. Okay, our institute also will be benefited. So aligning our individual goals, it is not different. Okay, your growth and university's growth are not different. When you are getting a funded project, you are also growing, university is also growing. So obviously university will appreciate your outcome. Okay, so similarly I also got appreciation from NIT Puducherry. As I got some projects and other thing, I got a best performer award from NIT Puducherry. Okay, so aligning individual goals with institutional objectives to create mutually beneficial outcomes. So, next. So next, how to choose a topic for a funded project. How we will select a topic for the funded project. First, identify your interest and passion within the field. Okay, you have to identify what is your interest and what is your passion. That you have to identify first, and then research current trends and gaps in knowledge to find a relevant impactful area. We have to do a detailed literature survey, we have to analyze what is the present scenario, identify the research gaps. When you identify the research gaps, that becomes the objectives for carrying out your research work. So you identify the research gap in the knowledge to find a relevant and impactful area. Consult with experts. This I will suggest. It's a very important step. You have to talk to others. You have to discuss with your collaborators, mentors and other professors. You have to talk, consider the feasibility of your project and ensure it aligns with your goals and resources. Okay. What is your objective? Whether this is matching with that you have to check. Finally, refine your focus to a specific manageable question that can be effectively addressed within the funding parameters. Okay. So your specific and manageable questions can be effectively addressed with the funding parameters, maybe with the manpower, equipment, whatever you are asking through the project, or you will be able to accomplish it. Ensure that your proposal clearly align with the objectives of the call for by the funding agency. This is another very important aspect. Okay, this I will anyway tell in detail. When you are applying for a funded project, first you have to spend some time for reading the call for. Okay, don't immediately start writing the proposal. First take that call for proposal, read it carefully. From that you can identify what are the objectives of the funding agency, because your project proposal should clearly align with the funding agency's objectives. We are having a project which is rejected already. Okay, we change the format and submit to this funding agency will not work. Okay, because each funding agencies, each of the call for is with a different objective. Unless or otherwise you clearly understand the objective, you will not be able to prepare the proposal which has a high chance of winning. Next. So specialization and interest of the applicant, your background and expertise is to be checked. So specialization and interest, you may be having some specialization, some knowledge in some area that you can identify. Former PI of a project, for example, you have already completed one project, okay, then there is a possibility to continue in the same direction, because you are already done some project and you may be successfully achieved your objectives, but still that may be open to few more challenges. Okay, you may be while continuing the research work, you may be observed that there are some more challenges are there which is to be addressed. Okay, so that gives you another direction for applying the project. You got already a project, you completed and you want to continue. Okay, because after pursuing the research you identify there are some additional challenges to be addressed. Okay, and when you apply for such projects, again you may have an advantage that some of the equipment which you already procured under the previous project can be used for this project. So that also gives you a positive observation from DST or any funding agency, because you are already having a laboratory, you are already having some equipment required for this project work. Okay. Already received funding from Energy or Department of Agriculture, then you have a higher chance for again getting the funding, provided you have successfully completed the previous proposal. Okay. because that I will tell you by the end. Once you get a funded project, that is very good, but at the same time you have to successfully complete it. Okay, because nowadays even including government agencies, it was not that stringent in the earlier period. Nowadays each of the funding agency analyze the proposals. Once you complete, they conduct the review meetings and they analyze the proposals, they rank us. Okay, how you completed the project? Are you completed it in an excellent, very good, good or average? They rank us and they keep that in their database. So when you again go for the second project, this is taken into account. I was not aware of this ranking. I got once a call from DST stating that there is a meeting with that secretary of DST. He want to address some people. You have to join online. I got a call and I joined. This is considered for last some 5 years some particular scheme or seed no scheme is there. So it is only under that seed scheme. They have selected some 10 to 15 PIs and told us to give a short presentation about what is the status of the already completed project. Okay, because once you complete the project, what is our mentality? Project is completed, we got the point. In NIT we get 8 points if you complete a project for the promotion. Okay, so we got 8 points, project is also completed. Okay, now DST do a tracking. Okay, what was your proposal objective? Your proposal objective is not for 8 points, right? What was your objective? Your objective is you want to develop something, you want to commercialize something, you may be written so much. Okay, but after completing the project, maybe you got a patent also, then you keep the things in a shelf. That is not correct. Okay, they will call and check you, are you went to the next step? Or you are having the patent, why you are holding it? Whether you need any support from us. They asked. If you want to start a startup, they told that a technology development board is there, TDB, they are ready to give 5% simple interest loan. Okay, so you can have a startup, take the loan from TDB and commercialize your product. Okay, so they will track. What I am telling is, it's not just completing and submitting the report and say goodbye. Whatever you have done, there is a track record of you. That track record of you plays a role in getting the future projects. Okay. Next. So how to choose a topic? Research current trends and gap. You people know this. Read academic journals, articles and research papers relevant to your field. Pay attention to recent advancements and identify the areas where further research is needed. Look for inconsistencies or unanswered questions in the existing literature. Explore funding opportunities and identify areas where your research can be impactful. Align with the vision of government and funding agencies. Okay, your proposal should align with the vision of government and funding agencies. So as I told you, the vision of government is Make in India. Okay, for example, Vikasit Bharat, Make in India. There are the different visions of the government. So when government is having such a vision, funding agencies also will align their vision towards it. Okay, so when you are making, when you are proposing a project, whether that will align with the funding agency's goal and whether it will align overall with the nation's vision of having Make in India, that has a impact in getting the project funded. Next. Assess the feasibility of the project. You have to evaluate the resources available to you, including the funding, time and access to data, because sometimes your project may require some data should be obtained, right? Consider the practical challenge of conducting your research and ensure that it is manageable. Determine whether you have necessary skills and expertise to carry out the project. So again, this access to data, your skills, these are all important. Okay, so you know that nowadays AI, right? Everyone is writing proposals. Artificial intelligence will be some way connected to the proposal. Okay, in data analytics or AI, what is the major important challenge? Can you tell what is the major challenge if you want to write a proposal in AI? You want to use some deep learning or reinforcement learning or something, what is a major challenge? Data is a major challenge. All other things are already available. You have all standard tools. Doing that work to train and test will not take much time. That you can assign your students, they can do. Okay, but getting the data is difficult. I have an experience that when I got one DST project, in that project I given one direction as collecting the data from the aquaculture ponds. Okay, I wrote that I want to collect the data and I want to do some water quality prediction. This was one of the objectives, but it was not the major objective. But when I started searching for getting this data, I observed that getting the data is very difficult. At that time, I am telling about 2017, at that time there was no standard data set about aquaculture data. There was no data set available for the aquaculture water quality. Only option left is we have to go and collect it from the people who are having the data. Otherwise, we have to set up a system and start collecting the data, but then I will be able to publish paper after 5 years because I need 3 years of data. 3 years will be spent for collecting the data, and after 3 years I will start writing the paper, submit the paper, everything. By the time the project is only 2 years, but outcome will come only after 5 years. So I want to get the data, but when we approach people, it is very difficult. People are not ready to share the data. Okay, they will tell some reasons. I went to multiple people, approached them, many negative replies I got. They will blame research ethics and other things. Some people, you will not give credit to us. Okay, but I told that you will be a co-author in all the papers, everything. Still not ready. Okay, that happens. So, but finally I got another contact. I am basically from Kerala. So I got a connection from a secretary level person in Kerala. Then there is an agency called Agency for Development of Aquaculture Kerala, ADAC. So through ADAC, I got 3 years of data set. Okay, 3 years of water quality data set, which was available in a register. They used to measure the values and enter in a register. So I sent my JRF there. He collected the hard copies, then we converted that into the soft copy and then did all the pre-processing. Demotivated that it is difficult to get. There is nothing like that. We have to try. Okay, we have to approach multiple people. There will be one person to help you. Okay, you may get a 9 rejection, but the 10th person may help you. Next. So seek feedback and refine your topic. So once you identify the research gap, once you prepare the proposal, seek feedback and refine your topic. Discuss your ideas with your supervisor, mentors and peers. Okay, don't see, for getting funded projects, try to improve the collaborations. That is the best way to get funded projects. You should have collaborations within the university. Okay, you maybe you are working in your expertise is in manufacturing, in mechanical. You want to do some project in smart manufacturing. You identify a faculty from the computer science department. You collaborate. Okay, and then write a proposal. So such kind of collaborations we have to improve. Don't have that all kind of emotional and other conflicts and other thing. Just leave it for the purpose of good thing. Okay, because we will have like what is his role? This is mainly my project. Why should I give credit to him? Why to give he as a co-author? So much complex. I have seen people thinking so much complex, and what happens is finally they will end up in not doing anything. Okay, they think it's so much complex. Why to go to that person? I am better in this. This is my idea. What is his role? Why should collaborate? All these questions. But finally we will end up that not to collaborate. Okay, not to do anything. No result also. Okay, you be a co-investigator and do something, that is better, no? Rather than not doing anything. So leave such things, try to collaborate. I don't know about the private universities. In government institutes, even from within the department, collaboration itself is difficult. Okay, lot of conflicts. Nearby room people cannot collaborate. So try to leave all that things for a good cause, because we will all will be benefited. Okay, and whatever skills you are having, that skills will come with you. Okay, nobody can take that from you. Okay, if you are the lead role in that project, even if you got a co-investigator position, the skills which you have developed by doing that project will come with you. That will reflect in your next funded project. Okay, so that is always better. Don't go for all these kind of conflicts. Always try to collaborate with people. Okay, collaborations are very much required. Even I nowadays try to improve my collaborations. Okay, I studied in NIT Calicut, my PhD work, and all my publications published as a part of my PhD work is only with my guides. I have 2 guides, so they are my co-authors. We don't have any collaboration with anybody else. Okay, I do project, I do my work, report to my guides and publish. Okay, and we never thought of having publication jointly with someone else, do one work in association with computer science. No, we never thought like that. It was considered only that student and guide, no one from outside. But nowadays people are looking for whether you have industry collaborators, how many papers you published along with industry people, how many papers with the foreign authors. All these things are coming as a question nowadays. So we have to open up. We should not make the research in a closed room only with the guide and the student. So that we have to try to slowly open up. We should go for multiple collaborations with the different people. Whenever you are doing an industry relevant problem, try to have a collaborator or co-investigator from the industry. Get his inputs also. That will help you. Okay. So refine your topics based on the feedback. You get the feedback from the people, and contacts, and try to have better contacts with the people. When you go for conference, FDP, LinkedIn and all can be very effectively utilized. How many of you have LinkedIn profile? All of you are having. It's mandatory in university. Okay. Okay. So that is very good. You start and you connect with the people. Whatever you are publishing, everything you put it in the LinkedIn, you start getting calls. Okay. People will approach you. I am writing a similar proposal. Would you like to collaborate with me? Okay. So that's kind of collaborations you will get through social media platforms. Next. So develop a compelling proposal. Clearly articulate your research questions and objectives, outline your methodology and expected outcome, highlight the significance of your research and its potential contribution to the field, craft a strong narrative that demonstrates your passion and expertise. Okay. So when you write a proposal, you should ensure that your proposal clearly articulate your research objectives, outline your methodology, how you are going to achieve that outcomes. Okay, how you will achieve that objectives, how you will get the outcomes. That methodology should be very clear. What is the expected outcomes? Highlight the significance of your research and its potential contribution to the field. What difference this is going to make to the field of knowledge. Craft a strong narrative that demonstrates your passion and expertise. Okay. So your funded project proposal should reflect your passion and expertise. You should be able to give an impression to them that you are very passionate about doing this. Okay. You are not doing just for the promotion and other thing. Okay. You are doing it because of your passion. You want to do it. You really want to explore these things. That should be reflected in the project proposal. Okay. So I can tell you that once when I got one project proposal submitted to DST and I was called for the presentation. So we know that after they will do the review process, they will shortlist some proposals and they will call us for the presentation. Now after the COVID situation, most of the presentations are online, but earlier it was offline. We have to go to Delhi and they will provide all the travel expenses, everything, and we have to present. So at that time, that was my first project proposal. After so many rejections, I got one invitation for presentation. Okay, first time I am getting, you come and present. Okay, so far everything will be, we are reluctant to inform you, like that only mail will come. So here first time I am getting a call for you come and present. I was very happy. So I went to DST for the presentation. So I will just tell you that how important is to express that we are really passionate about the research work. So that funded project proposal was to, that I am telling in 2017, and project got funded in 2017. The idea was to develop a IoT based water quality monitoring system for aquaculture. That was the project. So in that I am bringing some research, some ID concept of virtual sensing is there, and some concept of saving energy is there, reducing the cost. All that research directions are there, but basically this is to develop a water quality monitoring system, a low cost water quality monitoring system. We use some sensors and measure the data from the water for aquaculture. So I wrote this proposal and they called for the presentation. So you see, I am basically, my expertise is in wireless networks. I am an electronics department, wireless networks person. But I am writing this proposal for aquaculture. Okay, for sensor networks, sensors, that microcontroller, Raspberry Pi, everything I have expertise. But aquaculture is a completely different or a new domain for me. Okay. So when I got this email that you have to come and present it, what I did is I visited some aquaculture ponds and agencies. Okay. In near to Karaikal, our institute is located in Karaikal. It is not located in the main Pondicherry. We are in a comparatively a remote village called Karaikal. So I when near to Karaikal there is RGCA, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Aquaculture. So I visited Rajiv Gandhi Center for Aquaculture. I have seen the ponds. I have discussed with the scientists there. Some of them were permitted me to interact with them. So just went and interacted with them to understand the challenges, seen the site and other thing. I took some photos. I also took some photos with the scientists. All these things I have included in my presentation. Okay, I have, when I presented to DST, I have explained that I already have collaborations, because an obvious question will be there. You are doing this for aquaculture, but you don't have expertise in aquaculture. Then how you will do it? Okay, so I can justify such questions only by telling that I am having collaborators with me. Even though I am not having expertise, my collaborators are there, scientists are there with me, they can help me in this regard. Okay. So I was able to show these images, pictures and other thing to DST, which has given them an impression that I am really passionate about doing this. Okay. And one more thing I can tell. So when I went there, I seen this that wheel is there, no? Wheel aerator. In aquaculture ponds and all, we will keep a paddle wheel aerator, which will be moving for the aeration purpose. It will also make the water movement. The water in the pond will not be stagnant. So I am just telling that one of the panel member asked a question that how many places you are going to keep the water quality monitoring system. Your sensor node, how many places you are going to keep? Then I told you can keep based on the size of the pond, you can keep it in the multiple locations. Then he asked me like if you keep in some locations, whether that will reflect the entire water quality of the pond, because different places water quality can vary. Water quality can vary, actually that is true. Different places it can vary. With respect to the depth of the water also, water quality parameters can vary. Okay. So as I seen this paddle wheel there, I told them that usually they will keep a paddle wheel aerator which will make the wheel movement. So water will be moving, it will not be stagnant. So once you measure at some locations, it will reflect the water quality of the entire pond, because most of the aquaculture ponds water will not be stagnant. Okay, I was able to, and when I completed this, I was able to, I am able to feel that they are, that answer was justified their queries. Okay, they are satisfied with the answers. Okay, but that happened only because I really went to the site and seen the things. Okay, so this plays an important role in getting the projects. So if you are writing an industry relevant project, you go to that industry, spend some time. We can always read with the material. We can sit in the room and read the literature, but that experience and the real site experience are different. Okay, and all the professors, now we are all professors, we can easily analyze a student, right? When a student come to you, maybe within 5 minutes you will get an overall idea about the student. Okay, sometimes the student just come and stand near you itself is sufficient. You know what he is going to ask, right? We are getting that because of our interaction with the students for a long time. Similarly, this review committee senior professors are also seen so many investigators. They can very easily understand. We cannot manipulate them. Okay, I got another presentation from DST that was for a social welfare project. In that, research and social welfare both are there. So research part is this water quality prediction that because I already did some work in the first project, so I was very confident. I am very clear about all that things. But social welfare part of the project is there. That is related to the community development. But so far I have not seen it. It was written for SC community improvement in technology assisted fish processing and value addition. That was the direction for the social welfare part. But I have not seen any fisherman. I have never went and talked to them what are their problems. No. I read only the censor report by the, annual censor, no? Census report by the Pondicherry government. That census report by the Pondicherry government tells this many people are in fishermen, this many percentage are educated, everything I read. Okay, I studied everything and given a good presentation. Then there, because that call for is for including social welfare, people from humanities background was also there in the panel. They asked some questions, and within some 2-3 questions they clearly understood that my knowledge about this society is only from the books. Okay, I have not went and seen anyone directly. They easily identified. Okay, so we cannot manipulate. These people are all experts, like how students cannot manipulate us. In the same way, we cannot manipulate the expert panel members. And she told also in the presentation, I agree you are all aspects, but there is a lack of field level knowledge. So you have to improve that. Okay, I got the project funded project, I got it, but after hearing that observation, I felt that is a correct observation. Okay, that was a real point they took. They understood the correct point where I am lacking. Okay, so we can, through these things, we can try to improve. Next. So some lessons I have learned in this regard. Identify the potential of your core expertise. What is our core expertise? That we should be clear. See, I joined in NIT Puducherry in 2013. At that time onwards, I was trying for funded projects, mainly for promotion. Okay. Till Up to 2017, I didn't get any funded project. Multiple proposals, everything got rejected. Main reason was I was stuck in my PhD problem. Okay, that was the reason why I was not getting the funded projects. Because I completed PhD from NIT Calicut, as I told, and my research area is mathematical modeling of networks. Okay, so I did PhD under Dr. Lily Kuti Jacob and Dr. A.V. Babu. Both of them are from IAC Bangalore. So their idea is everything mathematical. IAC is like that. Even though it is for engineering, everything is mathematics in IAC. So everything is mathematical modeling. So I was seeing everything like I want to, my proposals were I will consider some recent developments in the networks, then I will write the proposal, I want to mathematically model it, then I want to validate the model through simulations. This will be the proposal. Okay, proposal will get rejected. Then I feel like my novelty is lacking. Maybe I will go for a recent version of the 802.11 because my work was in 802.11p. You know, right? A lot of versions of 802.11. Every year new versions comes to support different applications. People with a computer science and electronics background will be knowing. So I will take a very recent version again, which was published maybe the draft standard published 1 or 2 months back. Again write a proposal. I want to mathematically model. No one has mathematically modeled. Okay, but I can tell you these funding agencies are not interested in these mathematical models and simulation. Okay, I took 4 years to understand it. Nobody come and told. I also asked multiple people what is the success formula, why my proposals are getting rejected. People has given something, but no solid answer. This is your fault. That I analyzed and understood myself. My area is good for publishing papers. I can get IEEE papers. I can get papers in IEEE transactions, IEEE letters, everything possible. But that direction of work is not suitable for funded projects. Okay, so try to understand that whether your area is really a potential area for getting the funded projects. If it is not, then what to do? We cannot change our area, right? We have studied so many years. We have to look for the allied areas. Okay, we have to, like how my knowledge in sensor networks for aquaculture water quality monitoring. Okay, so you identify new applications where your expertise can be applied. Okay, so sometimes your core area as such may not be suitable for funded projects. Some people like me, mathematical modeling, nobody wants. Okay, but some of you may be working in energy systems. Some of you may be in solar energy or something. Some of the civil engineers may be working in sewage water treatment plants, water treatment systems. They are all very relevant, immediate impact on the society. So for you, you no need to divert. You can get projects in your area of expertise. You have to identify the real problems and identify the real research gaps and approach. But other people like me, mathematical model and other thing, if I want funded project, I have to look for the allied areas. Okay, so identify what is the potential of you, what is your project area, whether it has a potential to get funded projects. Okay, don't dwell or stuck in your PhD problem. Okay, you have to come out of it. Unless or otherwise you come out of it, and because funded projects are not for papers. Okay, most of our PhD works are for papers. Our universities will tell Annexure 1 paper, Annexure 2, everything is there, right? Anna University has Annexure 1, Annexure 2, everything. If you have one paper from this, one paper from this, you are given the PhD. Okay, so PhD doing, almost everyone's focus is on the papers. But funded projects are not given for publishing papers. Okay, because you see, if you want to publish papers, you are having university status, you can take a student guide and publish. For that, why to approach funding agency? If your objective is just to publish papers, no need to have the funded project. Okay, so funded project objective is not for publishing the papers. Sometimes you have to deviate, explore new domains from your core expertise. Okay, you have to identify what are the allied areas, what are the other directions which you can explore. Look for interdisciplinary works where your expertise can be utilized. You can go for the project works with different directions. As I told you, apply this in that application. Okay. In the interdisciplinary work, having collaborators from the different departments or industry collaborators or collaborators from the different institutes, you can try. Look for good collaborators. Okay. Try to get a collaborator who can help you. From my experience only, I have written, getting right person is not very easy. Okay. You have to search and get it. Okay. Some of the people you will meet different people are with different psychology and other thing. Okay, they are emotional. Everything is different. So once I got one collaborator, he was very interested. He was talking like he was also. I felt like I got a very right person. Then we discussed over phone for some two, 3 times. Then when I am calling, he is not picking up. Okay. Then once, because project deadline is approaching, I have to get certificate from his side. He is not ready to pick up the calls. After some time he will pick up and he will tell that I am busy, we will talk later. So then later I identified that he has some mood swing. Okay, because all these collaborations are through phone and emails. We don't know directly, right? So he is having some mood swing problem. Sometimes he will be in the peak, sometimes he will be in the down. Okay. So time is wasted. So sometimes you will not get the right person, but through trying to establish collaborations, in the way you approach more and more people, you will identify some suitable people who will be having almost the same wavelength. With him you can work. Okay, so that will help you to get the funded project. Next. So some lessons I learned in this regard. Funded projects are not to produce papers. Okay, so this one again, if you write a research work, I want to do, then do simulation, and I want to publish high impact factor papers, funded project possibilities are very less. Okay, it should be relevant to the industry and society. You have to identify how your project will be useful to the society, useful to the industry. It should be potential to reach higher TRL levels and commercialization. What is TRL? Technology readiness levels. Okay, so this is the different technology readiness level. You can see that when you go for the level 5, it is technology validation, 6 is demonstration, 7 you are developing a prototype. Okay, so at least it should go to the level 5, 6 and 7. Okay, then only you are having you just have a concept which I validate with some simulation is in the lower TRL levels, which will not be suitable for getting a funded project. Your funded project proposal should go to the higher TRL levels. Okay, this is not applicable for all funded projects. Okay, it can again vary. I have one funded project from Matrix. You may be seen a scheme called Matrix by SCRB. So Matrix scheme is for mathematical modeling. Okay, that is very much suitable for my area. Okay, I have given the proposal. I want to do this network. I want to mathematically model. I want to publish paper. Project granted. Okay, because that falls in my right area. There you no need to go for higher TRL levels, but 90% of the funded project proposals will expect a product or something which can reach higher TRL levels. Okay, so that's what I told. No single strategy, it will again depends on the call for. Okay, okay then, next. And some lessons I learned, again lessons, so many lessons learned. Feasibility of your project, be careful. See, I told that your project proposal should be feasible. Okay, you should not come with unrealistic objectives. Okay, you should have realistic objectives. It should be feasible also. But again, one mistake that I did in my proposals is that I was too realistic. Okay, too much realistic. It should be realistic, but don't limit by thinking too much about the realizable outcomes. Okay, because I write this mathematical model, simulation, everything because I know how to do it. If the project is granted, I can give all the outcomes. I am confident that I can give. And wherever I don't have expertise, I was reluctant to write that because there is fear of failure, whether I will be able to achieve it. Okay, but we should remember that your outcomes are not to be produced immediately. Okay, you are writing a proposal for with a duration of 2 year or 3 year. Agency is not expecting you to produce as soon as your project is granted, next day you no need to show the outcomes. You are having time. Okay, you are having 2 to 3 years of time. You have time and manpower to support you to reach your goals. Okay, you are having time, you are having supporting staff. You take a suitable staff, instruct him properly, guide him properly and get the work done. So, when you are writing the proposal, it should be realistic, but it should not be too much simplified by fearing about the failure of achieving the realizable outcomes. That has to be taken care of. All objectives may not be achieved in any proposal. Okay. When you write all objectives, in many of the proposals, all objectives may not be achievable. Because it's a proposal. You want to do this. You write a research proposal for doing PhD. But can you ensure that your PhD will go in the same flow? After some time, you will identify that when you study in depth, you identify there is a problem in this direction. Then you will take a diversion. Right? That you cannot do before starting the proposal. So, always all objectives will not be satisfied. Some percentage of objectives if you satisfy also it is fine. Something if you are unable to complete, that is also okay for the funding agency. Okay. But you should have the justification why you are unable to achieve that objectives. But you should strive to achieve the goals. Okay. Because it should be taken in a proper sense. Okay, we write something and we don't achieve anything, then what will happen? Your ranking will go down. Okay. Then you will have problem in getting the future funded projects. Okay. So, you should strive to achieve the goals, sincerely to have a good track record decides the future acceptance of the proposals. Okay. So, here also I just put this image by recollecting a advice I got from a senior professor in NIT Puducherry, because earlier I used to write proposals and submit. I never used to show this to the seniors because sometimes it is getting rejected. We have to again go and tell no, it got rejected. So, I never used to discuss with others. I will prepare, I will read and I will submit. But as I got some rejections, I thought like let me get the guidance from a senior professor. So, I went to a senior professor in the institute and gave my proposal and told that you please read and give your feedback. Okay. So, she read that one and next day she told me that Harigovindan, you have written well, proposal everything is good, but you have written whatever you are able to achieve. Okay. You are written in such a way that your outcomes are 100% achievable by you. But she told in Tamil that people will write that I will go to sky, I will bend the rainbow. Okay. Now, people will write like this. Okay. So, you written in a very realistic manner that makes the proposal bit simplified. Okay. So, I am not telling to write in this way. It should not be unrealistic, but at the same time, you should think in a higher level. Okay, not to achieve something in the very next day, but when the funded project is granted, you can take time. Okay, you can take time, you are having manpower, you guide them properly and you can achieve all the objectives. Even if you achieve 80 to 90% of the objectives is also fine. In many of my proposals, I was unable to get to the 100% objectives. I was unable to reach. Sometimes I have diverted and got some additional outcomes also, which was not there in the initial proposal, but during the course of research, it got diverted and given some other outcomes. Some diversion in the outcomes within the same domain also happen. That is also fine. Next. So next important factor while writing the proposal is understand the funding agency's mission and strategic goals. So carefully review their mission statement, strategic goals and funding priorities. Specific guidelines for the grant you are applying for. Tailor your proposal to align these areas of interest. This is very, very important. When you are writing a proposal, first read that call for multiple times. Try to understand what is that funding agency expecting from you. Okay, then you start writing the proposal. These things will take some time. You cannot do it immediately. It will take some time. That's what you prioritize your well-being, work, labor and all I told. You have to have time, sit and read the things with a peace of mind and then plan what will be suitable for the funding agency. Okay. Next. So your funding agency and foundations, your project must be a good fit for the funders' priorities. You must understand these priorities before you start writing the proposal. You can look to the funders, means DST or some agency's website, read the call for carefully, strategic or annual reports of the agency, speeches and presentations by the top officials, sometimes related to the some new schemes. You can get some talks and other by the officials. From there you can understand what they are expecting in this call for. Okay, try to understand what is their expectation, try to write a proposal matching with that focus. Previous awards and awardees, you can try to talk to the people, you can identify in nearby who are all the people got the similar proposal. Meet them, talk to them, how you got, okay, what was your proposal. All of you may not help, but some of them will helpful. Okay. Funding opportunity announcement, you have to read. Next. Do your homework, understand the priorities, the same thing again and again, and read some successful proposal to the agency, talk to the people, look at the recent awards. If possible, check out who the reviewers are, if possible, because whether it is reviewed by the IIT professors and all those things can be checked.
Who will find that type of reviewer?
Maybe if you have any connections, you can try to, like Jay Kumar sir, kind of people may be able to help. Next. Read the funding opportunity announcement and call for proposals carefully. Are you really eligible? When it is due? Who is the program officer? Do you know them? You have talked to them before? See, these things can happen when you are getting into multiple proposals. Because I had one DST project and that program officer, that scientist in charge used to call me. They will also call you. Whenever you call, they won't pick up. Okay, but whenever they want, they will call you. That is the approach of DST. They will tell that there is a program next week, we want a video presentation of your project immediately. Can you send by tomorrow? Like that they will call. Once they called and told there is a program by Prime Minister in Jammu and can you explain your project in Hindi? Okay, okay, but I don't know Hindi, but I mugged up Hindi and presented. No, there is no. Okay, whatever they tell, yes, because they are the funding agency, you have to get more funds. So whatever they tell, only answer is yes. Okay, can you tell in Hindi? Yes. Can you tell in Telugu also? I will tell yes. So I got their contact. Okay, I got their contact through because of these calls and other thing, and it helps. Okay, too, because whenever everybody will not be some senior professors and all may not be able to give the things in the timely manner. That also can happen. So somebody who are supporting them, whenever they call, immediately we respond. that helps to have a acquaintance with them. This helps to create help you to maybe when the next call for comes, you can talk to them. I am trying to apply for this. Okay, what is the focus? What is the objectives? What direction will be suitable? You can ask. Okay, this will not happen in the very beginning, but if you have one or two projects, you will get some connections with those officials, because they will also call you. It is required for them. Okay, sometimes like this they will call you, so you can save their number and you can talk to them and get some inputs from them. So this is another possible way to improve the cost of getting the projects. Next, understand the review criteria will be listed either in the what are the measures they will take to review the proposal. You cannot write a proposal until you know what you will be graded on, what will be the grading criteria, what will be the criteria to shortlist the proposals. If you don't know that, it will be difficult to write. So almost call for will contain all that details. They will mention what is the objectives and what is the direction they are looking for. So you identify that, or if you have any connections, you can talk to them and you can understand what will be the proper direction of writing the proposal.
The grading method was any rubrics is there for this area, this much mark like this.
I have not seen anything like that.
Yes, that's right.
Usually even if the proposal is getting rejected also, they won't give any detailed comments. They will just tell that it is not matching with the scope, something like that. They never gave any. Sometimes I have mailed them by asking like, can you give a detailed response by the reviewers, because we can identify where we are lacking. Okay, but they never used to respond for such things. I am telling about the government funding agencies. Okay, next. So again, as I told you, we have to understand the funding agency's mission and strategic goals. Mission statement, examine the agency's core purpose and values, what they are trying to achieve in the short term as well as in the long term. Short term maybe, as I told you, you have to go to some TRL level. Their long term maybe you have to commercialize the things. Okay, you have to have a startup and you start selling the things and all, maybe their long term goal. So your proposal you have to write in that direction. I want to do now this, get a patent granted, and then I will go for commercialization. This direction you can write. Strategic goals, identify the agency's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound goals, which are their key priorities for the next few years. Funding priorities, look at specific areas of topic the agency actively supports and funds, and often outlined in their funding announcement or on their website. Next. Dive into grant guidelines. You have to carefully read and understand the guidelines. So one experience I can share, the same one DST proposal I told in 2017. No? So that was under the scheme called SYST. I think that scheme is not there now. Scheme for Young Scientists and Technologists. That was the scheme by DST. And in that scheme guidelines, they made it very clear that they are looking for the proposals which will have a direct impact on the society. Okay, that was the direction which they have clearly given in their call for. So along with me, another person came from Chennai. He was working in that CIPET universities, you know, that petroleum related one university is there. He was proposing one polymer material for some solar panels, something like that. So his work was in the material. So when he given the presentation, they asked how this will be helpful to the society. See, all engineering research works will be helpful to the society, but some of them will have a direct impact on the society. Some of them, your outcomes has to be taken by somebody else. They have to incorporate in that product, and that product is to come in the market. Then you will have a visible outcome. Okay, so his direction was in that angle. He has a project with some polymer, something for solar panel, but they felt that this will not be having a direct impact on the society. Okay, So we have to carefully read what is their guidelines. If they want a direct impact, you have to write a proposal which will be having a direct impact on the society. Next. So tailor your proposal, your alignment, impact, language, concept paper, everything should be aligned. These are all same content. It should be aligned with the scope of the call for. Next. Additional tips, as if possible, you try to contact program officers if you are having the connection. Review the success proposals. If you can see the people who already got the proposal, try to check if they can share. You can check, you can read what is the proposal, how they have written. Okay. So from that you can learn how to effectively write the proposal, and again seek feedback. Once you write, you give to somebody else, your mentors and collaborators, and get a feedback from them and do some revision and refinements. Next. So I can suggest you some good points for getting the funded projects. Identifying the collaborators to support your project goals. Okay. So for example, if you are writing a project in a particular direction, you identify collaborators from that area. Okay. So for example, as I told you, this proposal related to technology assisted fish processing value addition, I have identified some collaborators from Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, Cochin. Okay. So they came to the proposal that has given value to the proposal, because otherwise I will not be able to justify how I will be able to achieve these outcomes, because I don't have expertise in that fish processing or value addition. Okay. So when this question comes, I can tell I am having collaborators from Central Institute of Fisheries Technology who are the scientists in this area. They will take care of this part. Okay. So you identify the collaborators who can support your project goals. You will be having multiple objectives. Some of the objectives you can be able to directly take care. Some of the things you have to get the help from the collaborators. So identify the suitable collaborators. Collaborators with expertise in the required project direction. Collaborators to support you where you don't have sufficient expertise. Identify the industrial partners. This is another good way to get to the funded projects, because nowadays as all projects are looking for a product level and commercialization, you can identify an industrial partner. Okay. Because without an industrial partner, when we proceed, the problem is sometimes, because again we are reading, right? We read from the literature and we come to some conclusion, and we feel that this is the research gap, this problem is to be solved, everything we identify from the materials by reading. But maybe after completing the project and after getting some patent granted, when you approach the company for commercialization, they may tell you that this is not a problem for us. Okay. So some patent, because in our college they are asking about the commercialization of the patent. So some of the patent, when I approach the company for commercialization, because otherwise there is no meaning of patent, right? You just take a patent and keep it with you and pay every year 4,000 rupees for the renewal. What is the meaning of it? You take a patent for commercialization. So when you call the company and talk to them that I am having a patent in this area, I want to commercialize it, they may tell you that this problem is not a problem for us. Okay, whatever problem you solved is not relevant for us. Their problem may be different. You don't know that because we have not approached the industry. Okay, so rather than anticipating that this will be their problem and we have to resolve it, why can't we get the problem from them? First you approach the industry and ask, what is your problem? Identify the problem, then resolve it, then file a patent, then they will be interested in the outcomes of our research. This happens. I don't know whether you experienced it. I have experienced, because I have some patents and from my college I have a pressure to commercialize it. Okay, so when we approach for commercialization, they will call for presentation. You can have online meeting and all, but they will tell that, oh, this you have done, but it is not a big thing for us. Okay, we are already having solution for this. This is not required. This is not very relevant. Okay, but now I feel like I could have first conducted this meeting rather than solving, getting patent, then contacting industry. I could have first contacted the industry and asked what is your problem, and could have worked on that problem, maybe given some commercializable outcomes. Okay, so identify the industrial partners, you identify them and talk to them, understand their problem and write the proposal. Then your proposal also will become solid, because you are really getting the problem from them and you are preparing it. Partners capable for commercialization of outcomes. If you are having an industrial partner, they can help you in commercialize the outcomes, get the letter of support from them. So when you are writing a proposal, you get a letter of support from them. You tell them, you give a letter. Okay, I will be interested in the outcomes of this project. We are ready to commercialize this. Like that, you can get a letter from them. You can attach that with your proposal. That gives value addition. Okay, that gives an idea that because as what I explained, mostly after patent everything, you will find that this is not relevant. But here you are starting point itself, you are getting a discussion with them, you are identifying the problem, and they also agree that if you solve this, we will commercialize it. So your proposal will become complete in all aspects. Do sufficient background work, present your proposal and presentation that you are already working in this area and want to explore more. Okay, so we accept the very initial level call for like young scientist scheme and other thing. There even without a track record also you can apply. But when you try for other higher level projects, you should not be shown like you are a beginner. Okay, I want to start will not be a proper way. I already done some research works and I want to further improve it. Okay, I want to further explore it. For that I am looking for the funded project. That will be a proper way when you try for high value funded projects. That I am a beginner, I want to start will work only when you are trying for young scientist or young researcher programs like that. Next. So this is just about the rejections. As I told you, multiple times project proposals will get rejected. I also got so many rejections, but when these rejections are coming, always don't get demotivated by thinking that I have not written the proposal well. Okay, sometimes it may be because of the reviewers, he may not be in a good mood to review the thing, also can be a reason for rejection, or there can be multiple criteria. Okay, for example, government agencies look for uniformly distribute the awards in different states, that and all they have. They will give a number of proposals to every state, they want to give some 100 projects. Such different criteria will be there. Sometimes community based things also they will take care. Something has to be given to all communities. Weaker sections has to be given some project. The multiple criteria will be there. So if your project is getting rejected, don't get demotivated that it is not a good project. You try again by revising the proposal for the new funding agencies. So you can try to make your proposal proper, reduce your reviewers' cognitive burden, okay, because don't make the proposal very complex such that people will find difficult to read and understand. When this is one statement from a Spanish novelist, when something can be read without effort, great effort has gone into its writing. Okay, when you read something and you are very easily able to understand means while writing they have spent lot of time. Okay, they made the things very clear such that it is very easy to read and understand. Okay, some emails and some letters, no, we can very easily understand. Some letters you cannot understand anything. You have to call that person and ask what you intended to tell in this. Now I experienced that as in administrative position when some letters comes because they are in hurry. They may be very busy. They written something and send it. Then we have to call them and ask what actually you want to tell here. Okay, then only you will understand for what purpose this letter is submitted. Okay, so sometimes if it is properly drafted with a lot of efforts, then it will be easy to read and understand. Okay, so try to always reduce your reviewers' cognitive burden. Next. Whether we have any break or something?
We complete after the rally. You want still more?
I can wind up at any time. I'm not very good in speaking for a long time.
Well, one thing you are saying is right, sir. Industrial collaboration with academics plays very important role. I am sharing with all the people my experience. 99 I certified in Oracle certification course. Then I started working with one training institute. That training institute collaborate with one industry for banking application for State Bank of India. For schemes, defaulter schemes like that. That time this collaboration with the industry by the academic, that plays a very, very important role. That's why you are saying that collaborator with industry is more, plays more role.
Yes, yes.
Rather than academic to academic. Academic to collaboration with industry is very important. That is my view.
Yes.
Even that of industries are sponsoring projects for various academic institutions.
See, if you are collaborating with industries, you can, or research agencies and all, you can even get good publications also. I am telling not only for funded projects. For example, this AI, I told that water quality prediction, I did some work. So initially I was struggling to get data, and when I got some good contacts, now I am having a easiness in getting the data. So when we can get the data, it is very easy for us to publish papers because all that time series forecasting tools are already available. If you have the data, you use it, train the model, get the results. But that data is not available with us. So that data you can get only if you are having the proper collaborators. Okay, so rather than recently I had a collaboration with I have given one student is there from Tamil Nadu Fisheries University. So she is a part-time PhD student. I have given her some aquaculture related work, and I am having a collaborator from SIBA, Central Institute of Brackish Water Aquaculture in Chennai. So that scientist is providing us the required data. Okay, so what I am telling is, if you open up and start meeting the people, you will get, but it will take time. You have to identify the right person, as I told you. It will take time, but once you get a person, you can do research in an effective manner rather than working with some hypothetical problems. You can really work with the field level data. You can work with, to have outcomes which will be useful to them. Okay.
Sir, I am having one small question, maybe chilly. Paper, lot of papers available in our website. Like this old project proposal available in website.
I have never seen that.
That's why I am asking.
Sample proposals may be available in the website, but the DST whatever proposal, I have not seen. The thesis, everything they publish in the website. That
This is final thing.
PhD final thesis.
PhD file is okay. I'm talking about project.
100 project proposals I have not seen. So I will then try to wind up. So, so when you write a proposal, you can use this thing. Okay, Heil-Mayer's catechism. Okay, this, are you heard about this? Heil-Mayer's catechism is, just next slide. So he was an American engineer manager in with liquid crystal displays, and this is a set of questions. Set of 8 questions are there. this set of 8 questions credited to Hail Mayer that anyone proposing a research project should be able to answer. Okay. So when you are writing a funded project proposal, you should be able to answer these questions. For these questions, a satisfactory answer should be there in your project proposal. Okay. So what are you trying to do? That is the first question. Okay. What do you want to do? So this is just some humor content. Okay. This project will demonstrate that law of gravity is applicable to oranges, because law of gravity is always demonstrated with apple. Yeah. So that is already there. I want to extend this for whether it will work for orange. I want to study. No, just this is just take it in a lighter note. But the idea is what you want to do. That should be clear in the proposal. Next. Question 2. How it is done today and what are the limits of the current practice? Okay. What is happening? That this comes under the literature survey. Okay. The literature review. What are the things happening now and what is the limit in the current practice? What is lacking in the current practice? For example, currently law of gravity has been demonstrated as applying to apples. While apples are important fruit, gravity has not been shown to be applicable to other fruits, specifically the orange, which is an equally important fruit. Okay, so far everything has done for apple, orange nobody has explored, so I want to do it for orange. So that is the limit of the current practice. Next. What is new in your approach and why do you think it will be successful? Okay, what is new in your approach? That after writing the literature survey, we should bring what is new. Okay, while based upon the law of gravity, our approach differs in its use of oranges rather than the traditional apples. We believe oranges will be successful as they have been observed falling from the trees similar to apples. Okay, next. Previous one. Fourth question. Who cares if you are successful? What difference will it make? Okay, so what is the difference made by your research proposal? So demonstrating the law of gravity with oranges is important because, okay, successful completion of this research will revolutionize orange farming by so and so things. This is why you should give money to drop oranges from the buildings. Okay, we want to do a lot of experiments by dropping orange from the building. For that, we need money from the funding agency. Next. What are the risks and payoff? Okay, what are the risks and payoff? What are the challenges you will face? The project depends heavily on the availability of oranges. If adequate supply of oranges cannot be obtained, grapefruits will be you can use instead of that, but with a less impressive splatter. The risk of inadequate supply of oranges is offset by their greater splatter potential. Okay, next. So how much it will cost? This comes the budget of the project. Okay, how much money you require for achieving these objectives. So price of orange per kg into quantity required to be dropped. Okay, you will get what is the cost required for the project. How long it will take? Okay, 1 year, because I have to conduct the study for all the year under various climatic conditions. Okay, so you do this experiment for 1 year because you want to do it in rain and summer, everything you want to do it. So it will take 1 year. What are the midterm and final exams to check the success? So what are the success indicators? By the end of first year, we expected to drop 1,000 oranges of a building. When the project is completed, we will evaluate our results upon whether we have successfully demonstrated the gravity's applicability to oranges. Okay, so something like this, we have to, if you have answer for this all 8 questions, okay, so this you can check while writing the funded project, whether it is answering all these important 8 questions. Next. And you should have SMART goals. You should have a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and timely goals. Okay. Next. So this way of writing is not very smart. Like this project will examine teachers to see how they learn, what influences their teaching, will use result to help them better. This is bit vague, but instead of writing in this way, you can be more specific. Okay, next. For example, like this project will conduct a statewide survey of 1000 mathematics teachers with 35,000 students of 6th to 8th grade, okay, and in Chennai to address the following objectives. And survey of the students will take place in a place A will occur in the first year, we will conduct it in the place B in the second year. So it gives a more systematic and smart way of presentation. It gives a clarity that you are very clear with what you want to do. The previous one just give you that you are just having an overview about what should you achieve. Here you are more clear about what is the methodology you want to follow. Okay. So these are some do's and don'ts. I think we will skip these things. We will move to the last move. So these things you can go through. Just use proper graphics. Okay. Don't keep any figures like this. You have to proper scientific figures to be placed. Okay. But have some figures in the proposal. To have some block diagrams and other thing which will clearly demonstrate your project, will add value to your proposal. Next. Okay, the thermal expansion. No, don't give such a, this is very anything, any common person can put this figure, that is not required, but some observations, technical figures you can include. Next. So a complete proposal, not only these aspects, a complete proposal also require additional documentation. You have to get a certificate from your institute. To add the budget requirement, what is the requirement for the manpower, equipment, everything has to be properly drafted. Next. So these are all some common problems, like sometimes you failure to follow the instruction, seeming unfamiliarity with the relevant previous work, lack of valid rationale. So these are all some common problems. Just previous one. So these are some lessons. Keep updated about the new funding opportunities. Okay. So here I will suggest you effectively utilize that LinkedIn and other social media platforms, because whenever there are many new agencies are coming. Okay. Many collaborative call force are coming with foreign countries, because we know that, as I mentioned you, that I visited Taiwan with that NTSC funding. I have directly observed that Taiwan is suffering from the manpower issues. Okay. Countries like Taiwan, Japan, everywhere they are facing issues with the manpower, because their population is a declining population. They don't have sufficient people. That can be observed. If you go to the country, you can see very big roads, but there is no traffic. Okay. You go to some very interesting places in Taiwan. We went to south wing of the National Museum and all. No crowd at all. Okay. But we have one mall, Shobha City Mall in Kerala, near to my house. Nothing is there, just a mall, a small mall. Saturday, Sundays and all, you cannot go there. It is so much crowded. Okay. But here excellent facilities are there. There is no crowd. So that population declining is visible. Okay. So all these countries are looking for collaborations from India. Okay. So there is a significant opportunities with foreign collaborations, especially with countries like Taiwan, Japan, Germany. All these countries are looking for collaborations from India. So you can explore. Okay. When I went to Taiwan, I have seen our universities are very smart, right? Already SRM has collaboration. Okay, SRM has already started some Taiwan education center in their campus, and where students can learn Mandarin. Mandarin is a Chinese language. They can learn some level 4 or something is there that is required for getting master's admission there. So SRM has already having that program in their university. And I have seen some students from Kerala also there in some universities. They come from some private colleges which are also already having a tie-up with the university. So many people are exploring these possibilities to have tie-up with countries where there is a manpower shortage that will enhance collaborative research works. And now some of my BTech projects I am doing with that Taiwan process. Some of their problems I am giving to my students, and we jointly work, and they also offer opportunities for the students to visit the university, paid internship and all they are ready to provide. Okay. So I am telling that such a new directions are coming, we should be updated with that. We should not only try for DST and CRB or ANRF. Okay. These agencies everybody try, but new agencies are coming. Now Indo-German, you know, IGSTC is there. Okay. Some of my friends are already got proposals and they went to Germany and come back. So similarly new things are coming that we should be keep updated. So that is one thing, one lesson I feel like we should be keep updated about the funding agencies. Keep strong networking in your field of interest. As I told you, find collaborators, do collaborations, don't sit and do research in a closed room. Okay. Go and have lot of collaborations, have collaborations with other department people, industry people, and explore. Keep good relation with the industry experts, keep good contact with the scientists and academicians of higher learning institutes with a proven track record. That also will help when you are writing a proposal. If it is a, if you want to, you can improve the chance of winning by maybe keeping a collaborator from a IIT. Okay, some senior professors are there with a proven track record. You try to approach them. If that they also falls in the same area, you ask them whether will you be able to review my proposal, will you join as a co-investigator in this proposal. Okay, that helps you to get the chance of winning, because whenever they call for the presentation, if your co-investigator is ready to come, you can take him also. Okay, because some areas in which you are not having expertise, your co-investigator will be able to answer to DST experts. Okay, so try to have some collaborations with industries and higher learning institutes which will improve the success rate of the proposal. So these are all different funding agencies. Next. So with this I also want to tell you one thing, that when you are writing the proposal, try to complete the proposal at least 1 week before the last date. Okay, because most of the time what will happen is midnight 12 o'clock is the proposal submission time. By 11:55 your proposal is ready. Then you will last half an hour will be lot of struggle, because all website will be hang, everybody will some technical problem. Somehow, sometimes you may be able to push, you may even feel like if I able to submit itself is enough. Okay, that itself is considered as a success. So don't do in that way last minute, it will not help. And in my experience I can tell that whatever we do all last minute, everything has rejected. Okay, last minute hurry burry and all not going to help us. If we want to really get a project proposal, well in advance prepare everything, have co-investigators, everything properly, have multiple meetings with them, fine tune the proposal. Before the deadline you get enough time to read and revise it multiple times, make it in the fine format and then submit to the funding agency. If you do a last minute hurry burry, most of the time proposal will be rejected. Okay, so this is also one lesson I learned.
Thank you so much, sir, for your nice presentation.
Any queries?
Yes,
Any questions?
that is what.
Yeah.
So, any questions or any doubts?
No, that exactly I cannot tell that what is the selection criteria, but obviously you try to align with the conditions of the funding agency, and from our side you have to fine tune the proposal and submit it. Okay. So if it is complete in all aspects, I can tell that there is high possibility of getting granted, because most of the proposals I feel like is outcome of last minute hurry. Okay, something they want to submit and just test their luck. That will not happen. So people who are very serious about writing the funded project proposals, taking time, fine tune it, they are very less in number. Okay, so lot of submissions may be coming, but serious submissions are not very high number. So you can focus on that things, it will help. But exactly I cannot tell that this is the criteria they are looking, but usually they will check what is the objective of the call for, whether your proposal is satisfying all that conditions of the objectives.
I want to do a new area, little bit new area, but I don't have the publications exactly in that area. So how to make up the, so for example, I'm having a so-and-so localization, I did in acoustical signals, not in the image process. So I want to combine these two. I don't have the expertise in the image process. How to make up this?
No, that's what I already explained, that you have to find out the collaborators. Okay, you are having expertise in some area that you can highlight. You may be having multiple objectives in the proposal, but all objectives we may not be having expertise to complete it. But our collaborators will be there. We have to identify the collaborators who are having publications in these areas, and once the project is getting shortlisted also, we have to tell them. So it's a group work. There is no harm in telling that these are the objectives I am focusing, these are the objectives my collaborator is focusing, and these are the directions we will jointly work. It's fine. Similarly, only I got this fish related and other thing, because when they ask questions, I used to tell them that this technology development part, water quality monitoring system, everything, smart aquaculture systems, everything, that I will work. But this training part and other thing, my co-investigator will take care. This is what I used to, and it was a convincing reply.
Any other doubts? Okay, I request any one of you please come forward and give your feedback.
This is the first talk I am giving in this research proposal writing and other thing. I used to get multiple calls for research methodology, research proposal writing. I used to tell them that I don't have time to prepare for the slides. I have my PhD scholars are working in recent areas, wireless networks, non-orthogonal multiplexers, 802.11b, those areas. So I have already some research works in that area. So those direction I have given so many talks. Many colleges I have visited online, offline, I have given talks. But such general research related talk I am giving for the first time. And when sir told also, I told anyway it is in the, when your dean sir called me, I told him that as it is the vacation time, I can get some time to prepare the slides. In that way only, this is the first talk, so you can give your genuine feedback also, which can help me to improve.
Thanks for the opportunity giving feedback on the right now session. Dr. Hari Govindan, okay, thank you very much, sir, for kindly accepting our invitation from our Dean R&D cell. And apart from this session, the topic is how to, we are going to get the success for writing the proposals, especially for the funding purpose. We understand very, very clearly. I think R&D madam is also there. For writing proposals, especially for the research proposals, one should have a stress-free and a complete mind-free set, that you are putting focus on this, and both physically and mentally. Thank you, sir, for advice. I hope all the participants who are here, they should improve their mindset. Thank you, sir.
Any innovative idea will come when you are having a free mind.
Please.
You just trust how that ideas will come.
Okay. And second, and lastly, you are mentioning about the timing of the proposal for submission. I'm not blaming any institute or any department. And collaboration. First, we should learn from our sir what the statement he mentioned. Please collaborate within ourselves first. Whether the computer science or civil engineering or electrical engineering, I thought the research cannot be restricted within the room that you told, sir. We will try to improve, definitely. And collaborate with other industry, that is more focused. As sir asked about this. Sir explaining about in the research work, it cannot be done in the closed environment. As you suggested that we should collaborate first within our university with various departments with a group of peer review members. That suggestion definitely, sir, we are trying to do with our executives. And the fourth other one is collaborations. Already Aditya University have more than 20 other country students are here. That means that we have a MOU of more than 50 plus. So we try to improve for more MOU in the research area also, that we are learning from you. And the sixth very, very important thing is positive thinking. Even though, suppose for example, you are got 20% success, 80% failure. Generally, accepting the truth and telling the fact and before the forum is a great thing, right? So we are also trying to do. And the last one more is time is one of the main constraint. 3 minutes only failure for Agni missile. Dr. Kalam told 3 minutes, 450 crores, 1980s. So whenever the proposal, suppose Dean sir announced that the proposals dates are there. Once the date, suppose today the proposal date is starting. From the dates itself, we have to start the work. Then only last minute if you submit.
Before we can start. Most of the proposals are coming in annual basis in every year. So we can have a target that I want to try for this. So in advance you can start.
So all these 6 points, whatever you emphasized all in your seminar, definitely on behalf of all the audience participants here, we will try to do our level best, sir. And thank you very much.
I request Dean RNC Dr. Sharavanan sir to propose the closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I don't want to take much time because already everyone seeing that time. Okay. We arranged a tool for research. We arranged how to write proposal. What next? Outcome should come from the faculty. It is not come immediately. It should come slowly, but you need to start. Without start, you can't get anything. You need to start first. If you start, definitely will get some doubts. If any doubts is there, means people are there to help you. Like resource persons, if you approach me also, approach some other your seniors, your guide, everyone will help. Without starting, without any drafting, no one will help. So that is the reason, that is the aim to conduct this type of programs. I would like to thank Dr. Ramasri Madam. Propose this type of workshop is required. After that, I approached a lot of faculty members because resource person is coming from your end only. I send request from the faculty doctorate group if any resource well good resource person available or not. So after that, lot of names came. We thoroughly see the track. Then we found the good persons. So we will do everything. Hereafter, it is your work. And in this time, I want to announce another one thing also. As we discussed AI tool for research from yesterday and today, Quillboot. I think now it is free for Aditya University. Login only for 1 month. After that, I talked with the person, corresponding person. They are ready to give 70% discount. Last year they gave 80% discount. Now this time they are willing to give 70% discount. I will give the code. It is not open to all, only 200 code only. If anybody want, come and approach, I will give. Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Especially I want to thank Dr. Harigovind sir, because he came from Kerala. He missed his vacation. Thank you very much, sir. And another thing, he is specialist in ECE. Please utilize ECE faculty, take a contact, and definitely sir will help. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to thank our photographer, hardware technicians, videographer, for everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Particularly our RNC committee members, because without their support it is not at all in reality. So thank you so much, sir. So I request Dr. Ramashri Madam, Pro VC Academics, to present a memento to the today's resource person, Dr. Harigovindan, sir. I request Sharonan, sir, kindly join.
Thank everyone for the study and also thank the university for giving me the opportunity.
So thank you so much. Let us close this event with the national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. No, so one group session, group photo it is there. After completion, please gather at the steps. Then we'll have a group photo. Thank you.